Greetings, my fellow servants of the God Emperor. It is the Ash Heritor, and welcome back to Rogue Trader. I am dropping straight in after doing all of my respecking, and we are going to see what's going on here. So, I'm looking to see if there's anybody new on the deck. Let's actually just run our character around, because there is the DLC. You're new. Letard Forius. Who are you? A man of indeterminate age bows his head. His robes are spotless, and his rigid collar constricts his throat. The unsettling smell of medicine hangs in the air, and the man's pale eyes look bleached.
Greetings, your ladyship. Your Chirurgeon Majoris at your service.
Okay. Tell me, what are your responsibilities?
My job is to save lives, heal wounded officers, develop vaccines for onboard epidemics, discover new methods of healing. However, I spend most watches listening to patients about their many qualms, managing the junior Medicae officers, and dividing the afflicted into those who matter and those who do not. A rather irritating addition to my duties as Chirurgeon Majoris.
Not the most compassionate of healers, are you?
Compassion has nothing to do with the healer's trade. I prefer conversing with diseases rather than their carriers. Patients are aggravating.
What sort of new methods do you have?
There are many. I am ever in search of solutions to dangerous afflictions. My latest work involved studying a particularly lethal disease that devours the person's flesh and skin. It has already claimed 12 lives, but their deaths were not in vain. I have learned much about the enemy, and the vaccine will soon be ready for testing.
I see. Good work. How did you come to serve on my flagship?
I was the master healer on a world that belongs to the Korda dynasty. I had managed to cure someone who was considered doomed, not because their illness, but because of a certain self-important priest had tried to cure them with a prayer and failed. After I put him to shame, he started spreading rumors that I owed my skill to the influence of the ruinous powers. I sought refuge under Lady Theodora, who expressed an appreciation for my talents and welcomed me and my family on her ship.
Are the customs of the Korda worlds truly so uncompromising and blind to reason?
You teach a man to read, you raise a bright heretic. I believe that was one of the favorite local sayings. As for demonstrating the superiority of knowledge over the advice of holy ecclesiarchs, well, that kind of defiance was sure to put my life at risk. Naturally, House Korda still has the need of people like me, educated and capable of intellectual thought. However, anyone who is permitted to learn does so under strict supervision. I have heard Lady Incendia's ship has a dedicated compartment for sages and keepers of knowledge that more resembles a prison than a librarium.
Well, faith can work miracles and cure those who are beyond treatment. This cannot be denied.
He grimaces wearily, and neither can one deny the fact that miracles are rare. The belief that prayer can relieve a person of illness enables false hope. Those who prefer healing themselves with reverent words still end up on my table, so that I can perform an autopsy rather than a procedure. It's very pragmatic. I like it.
Well, how is the crew's health overall?
Are you interested in a general report on the ship as a whole, or in hearing about your immediate subordinates? Or in hearing about how your immediate subordinates are faring?
A general report for now.
I'm not currently aware of any epidemics or other large-scale threats to the lives of the crew, or anything more serious than normal, at least. Minor outbreaks are part of the natural decline process. The Medicae are occupied with treating both industrial and combat injuries, as well as dealing with sporadically occurring ailments.
What about my senior officers? What kinds of complaints do they have?
The Master Helmsman's headaches caused by his faulty implants. The High Factotum's occasional indigestion. The Master-at-Arms' combat wounds that can hardly be considered life-threatening. Forius folds a finger dismissively for every officer he mentioned. Vapid cases that I am obligated to manage as Chirurgeon Majoris. At least the Inferno Master does not waste my time and simply comes to pick up ointments for his burns.
Okay. That will be all. Alright. Met a new character there. Looking around. I know there's some new ones. We can talk to Raver again. Maybe some stuff's changed here. No. Nothing has changed here. Okay. We'll continue on. We got, no, Uwe's on deck. That's new. Doesn't he not have a tongue? Whatever. Heinrich Montag, you're new. Yeah, cool. Oh, this is the Inferno Master. Okay. The Inferno Master nonchalantly lights a glow stick from a thermal cutter, and spreads his arms in a welcoming gesture. Heinrich Montag, at your service. He smells of cinders and low. His face is sooty, and his belt laden with a number of heavy tools. You'd have taken him for a laborer if it weren't for the greasy and ragged officer's uniform. Remind me who you are. I'm just a humble laborer in charge of putting out fires and dealing with emergencies. But everyone calls me the Inferno Master. I guess this is because I answer for them with my life. With your life, you say? That's right. Picture flames roaring. All the ship's systems have failed, including the artificial gravity. You can't make out anything because of the red-hot debris. And you know an explosion is coming. It's a nightmare. But it's your job to evacuate the panicked crew, eliminate the cause of the fire, and get the compartment back in working order. Of course, the job description doesn't allow me to risk my life now. He smiles sadly. Okay. It's all about the management these days, sending the boys and girls into the fire. But it's all nonsense. And if the going gets tough, I won't leave them there alone. Seems like a decent sort. What kinds of emergencies does the Inferno Guild deal with? No, there are many. Accidents due to external factors, for example, hits from enemy guns or collisions with hollow objects like the wreckages of other ships. There are plenty of internal causes as well, from system malfunctions and short circuits to problematic cargo. A couple of years ago, something blew up in the hold, nearly burned it to a crisp. And then there's sabotage. That Voidfear snake did a lot of damage to the ship. I have other questions. Ready to answer them all. Aren't you being a little too relaxed in front of your Lord Captain? Perhaps because I live under the constant threat of an agonizing death by fire, I have a repressed, self-preservation instinct. Or perhaps I just relish every minute I get to breathe low smoke instead of cinders. I humbly apologize for my manners, Lord Captain. He continues to smile without a shred of embarrassment. We can take the low stick and draw a puff. Alright, let's do that. You're an interesting person, Heinrich. Chuckling, the Inferno Master takes out a new low stick and lights it. Not half as interesting as you are, Lord Captain. How did you come to be in service of the von Valancius dynasty? Not in the usual way. My ancestors wronged yours and were appointed Inferni as a result. Hard labor, deadly risks, plenty of opportunities to atone. Those criminals have been dead for generations. We're still serving their time. Maybe we'll find redemption one day. I hear that you too have to deal with injustice and bad-mouthing in your time. I hope people will stop judging you for your past mistakes in less than a couple of centuries. He gives you a sympathetic smile. So this is based on, you suffered shame and humiliation sometime in your distant past. He seems like a genuinely nice guy. Very iconoclast. Kind of the epitome of iconoclast. Which, we're being very iconoclast as well. Tell me more about the Inferno Guild. What interests you the most? Our duty, our state-of-the-art equipment, or our vibrant traditions? You have my interest piqued. What traditions do you have? We have plenty. Like the reminders. Heinrich rolls up his sleeve, revealing a tattoo inscribed over an old burn mark. When you survive a particularly hopeless accident, you get a tattoo on your scar. You can always tell an experienced Infernus by their ink. It's like a badge of honor of sorts. Tell me how you got your reminders. He points to the tattoo on his right forearm. This one is from the time plasma leaked from the outer aft circuit. Imagine yourself clinging to the hull outside, thermal cutter in one hand and a magnetic clamp in the other. Azure flames burst from the breach, the kind that can incinerate you in the second. All that separates you from death is a flimsy rope and a void suit with more ancient than holy terror, and yet the price I paid was nothing compared to my comrades. He slowly moves the augmented fingers of his right hand. So, yeah, I guess he lost his hand to that, or some of them anyways. You can see right there, he's got some mechanical fingers. He's very much into telling stories, like making you imagine being there. That's cool. He looks cool. As for this one, the look he directs at his left hand is full of bitterness.
I got this one in the ammo depot, where my wife Elsinora died. There was a fire, and the flames were getting close to the ammunition. And I don't mean the autogun rounds. These were macro cannon shells. Yeah, that's gonna go off big. That's a ship-destroying event. It's like hitting the magazine in an old school, well, also modern warships for that matter. We put out the fire as best we could, but we were losing. Suddenly Elsie took my hand, kissed me, and then ran straight into the blaze and activated the emergency blast door. We stayed outside while she vented the compartment. Heinrich gives a tender smile, gazing at the smoke. It was quite a story. Yeah. Ugh. That's, the wise words of Zuko. That's rough, buddy. I'm sorry for your loss, Heinrich. He nods gratefully and takes another puff. I think Cyrene is actually genuinely sorry for his loss. She likes him immediately. How is the guild organized? The Inferno service is split into different brigades according to duties. The heart of the guild are, of course, our liquidators. Tough guys with nerves of steel who put out fires and pull people out of the flames. Others are repairmen, dealing with problems like jam doors, fuel leaks, broken vents. And then there's the walking inspectors, who check the decks to make sure that nothing is blocking any passages or access to communication lines. What sort of state-of-the-art equipment do you use? Sounds interesting. He smiles guiltily. That was a bit of stretch, I'm sorry. There's no state-of-the-art equipment. The risks of ruining it in a fire are too great. We get by using human resources and the most common items available. Respirators, fire extinguishers, flame-retardant uniforms. Let's face it, the lives of the Inferni are not worth much. It's more important that we save the machines and minimize damage to the ships. Ship, singular. Well, learned all I need. That'll be all for now, Heinrich. Thank you for sharing. Never let your fire go out, Lord Captain. I mean, no. He hurriedly waves his hand. That's just a stupid little guild-in jokes. Seriously, if you see an Infernus next to a naked flame, run. Oh, man. Okay, I like him. He's cool. Marazai is standing here. Okay. I don't feel like talking to him right now. I just had an enjoyable conversation. Let's not... Nomos. Jocasta Sourback. Jocasta Sourback, okay, so she's part of the Sourback dynasty, is the very picture of discipline. Her uniform is exquisitely pressed, her armor is polished, and her posture is imposing and rigid. The only flaw in her immaculate appearance is the heavy enforcer's maul, which is worn and battered from frequent use. She salutes you with practiced motion. Greetings, Lord Captain. How did you come to serve on my flagship? I came from the noble Sourback dynasty of the capital world of Dargonus. I dare say that our house is renowned for its loyalty and strict adherence to the law, and the members of my family have been your faithful enforcers for centuries. I'm honored to be the 6th Master-at-Arms named Sourback to serve on this ship. Jocasta speaks the word with unmistakable pride. So why are you here instead of basking in luxury on Dargonus? Because of my cousin Macarius. Ah, good name that. A furious crease appears between her brows. I cannot stand him, but the feeling is mutual. We can hardly be in the same room together, so I jumped at the opportunity to become your enforcer. I should thank my obnoxious cousin for nudging me towards the best decision of my life. I serve you with all my heart, and wish for no other fate than this one. Okay, very loyal her. I like her. I liked Macarius. I believe he and I came to an understanding. You liked Macarius? She instantly shakes off her surprise, and then continues with a stony face. I mean to say, I am glad my cousin has earned your favor, Lord Captain. You're wearing Imperial Navy armor. How did you come by it? I inherited it from the previous Master-at-Arms. Like the esteemed Seneschal, he left the Navy to serve Lady Theodora. He brought quite a few officers with him, and established a tradition. Upon the death or resignation of an officer, his or her armor would be passed on to a fellow officer who had distinguished themselves in the course of their duties. I was awarded armor in this way in my time, and upon the death of my predecessor, I inherited his personal armor. Well, what is your opinion of me as Lord Captain? How have I been doing? I would not dare form opinions about your ladyship. That would be unforgivably brazen of me. My duty is to serve, not to evaluate. Well then, what do you think of our other officers? I do not trust them, but I do not trust anyone.
Mistress Ptolemy has too much power, and I would surely be tempted to start deciding for herself what information to share with the crew on your behalf and what to withhold. Raver is closely intertwined with the ship's systems, which opens up plenty of opportunities for sabotage. He must be watched. As for Danrock, forgive me, but a man of his size and habits cannot help but steal. What about Abelard? The Seneschal is a model of competence and fidelity, and all the officers and enforcers look up to him with gratitude. A grimace of fierce devotion takes hold of Sourback's face before she abruptly grits her teeth and continues. It is all the more distressing to see that the years have not been kind to the deeply respected Master Wessarian. Soon there will be no rejuvenate treatment that can save him from the mistakes inherent in such advanced age. But we are ever watchful, and we'll be there to steady the trembling hand of the honored veteran if need be. That's good. I want to know more about your service. I'm ready to answer any question, Lord Captain. What are your duties? I'm responsible for upholding safety and order aboard the ship, guard duties, patrols, finding and punishing troublemakers. In addition, my enforcers ensure that the crew follow all directives and carry out their tasks properly. As they say in my family, a servant who shows disobedience today prepares a riot tomorrow. There are thousands of people aboard this vessel. How do you maintain order? 2 words, Lord Captain: suppression and fear. The base nature of the rabble cries for an iron grip, lest they give in to their animal urges. We have many well-tested measures to prevent it: random night searches, preventative interrogations, corporal punishment, and executions. Of course, the laws of the ship equally apply to the officers. We eradicate the canker of insubordination wherever we find it, without mercy. And I hope you will not repeat the mistakes of the previous Master-at-Arms. You can be sure of that. He was a fine enforcer, but suffered from a fatal flaw of trusting his associates. I myself lack that weakness, and trust no one except you, Lord Captain. That is all for now. Yes, Lord Captain. Proud to serve the dynasty. Okay, well, she's, how to put it? Very, I guess, stern and upright one. Anybody up here? To another compartment. Hold on, we're gonna look at that in a second. I know we can enter the ship in the new DLC, and we can explore a hell of a lot more of the ship than previously. We could quickly have a chat with Abel. See how he's doing. He acknowledges your arrival with an attentive gaze, but does not utter a word. That brother Abel, you are free from possession, are you not? I trust that you pose no threat to my ship. Abel's voice quivers, and his eyes dart around, desperately avoiding eye contact. What was flawed has since been purged, but the shadows of the hunt linger. The cog is dismounted, and no judgment has been made. In the absence of judgment, threat remains. Who will make the judgment? I will. Pascal places a mechadendrite on Abel's shoulder and repeats, his voice heavy like a wheel tread crushing dirt underneath. I will make the judgment that will avert the threat. His gaze falls on you. There is no need to frighten him. What troubles him so? I assumed at first that this was caused by the shock inflicted upon his system by the schismatical attack, but my tech brother's words are a sign of deeper reason for his unease. He foresees something. Something that threatens both him and those around him, and thus I stand ready to face this threat. Okay. Why are you so concerned about him? He is not the one you were hoping to find. Answer unknown. I am registering a kinship, both between our identifiers and one that is more profound. Archmagos Amarnat left an imprint on all of his students. It may be, then, that I see some of my mentor in tech brother Abel, and so my spirit rejoices and strives to keep him from harm. You care for him as if he truly were your younger brother. Pascal's Vox rasps a tired laugh. I think that's the first time we've ever heard him laugh. Tech brother Abel is harmonious, and harmony is beauty. Is it so strange, an urge to protect beauty from the horrors of the grotesque? Now, what is this judgment do you two speak of? Only he knows, but if my tech brother fears that he might not make the right decision at the critical moment, then I will do it for him. Well, then I will try not to give Abel any undue cause for dread. Thank you. I must take my leave. Aw. I like Pascal. And I like Abel. I could talk to Nomos, but I don't feel like talking to Nomos right now. Nomos creeps me the fuck out. Alright, let's go to another compartment and see what's going on here. Okay. Well, we can go to our Lord Captain's quarters. Let's quickly check and see if anything's changed there. Imagine there might be, some things that are different. Could be exciting. So, yeah, they gave art to Einrich Montag, our Inferno Master, and they added the Chirurgeon in. So, I like the character they gave to the Inferno Master. Holy shit! Hold on, I can't turn my, I can't do anything, actually. This is weird. Can't turn my camera. A Telos pain engine, the creation of the deranged minds of the Drukhari homunculi, twisted sculptors of flesh from the dark city of Komorra. Ah, a lovely place, that. And this one? The blade of the Drukhari Xenos is one of the trophies taken from the bodies of the enemies during the defense of Dargonis. The cracked helmet of an Eldari Xenos is a reminder of the victory over the enemies of humanity on the Agri world of Janis. Oh, this is awesome, our little trophy room. Yeah, here we have our, Forge Fiend. Fucking Dead Slith. Is this Malice? No. We already have this one. Mask of Aurora. And this one is... yeah, the sabotage device that was going to blow up our ship. Alright, let's head in here. See if anything's changed. It's just our Regicide set. Some more up here. Right? No. This is all new. Yeah, there's this fucking thing. Fragment of the Craft World. Yeah. Juliet was not a fan of that. She ain't around here. Okay, now I can turn the, thing, but I can't turn it with, anything else. A little weird. Normally I can turn it with the, keyboard, but I can't use the keyboard at all. Did my keyboard get disconnected? That's a possibility. That would be unfortunate. Guess we'll see. The bath? Oh, there's people in here. Oh, perform your ablutions. Who are you? Actually, Master of Ablutions. Would you like to take a bath, your ladyship? Yeah, why not? Let's take a bath. Finally, the underwear model comes into use. There were a couple of other times that probably would have been warranted. Okay, just sit in the bath there. It's a nice bath, that's for sure. Okay. The soothing water caresses your senses, and your grateful muscles welcome a chance to rest. Pleasant languor spreads through your body as you allow yourself a moment of quiet relaxation. Relax and close your eyes. The tension slowly retreats as you bring yourself to complete stillness. Joint by joint, muscle by muscle, pore by pore. Before long, you have surrendered the bastion of your body to the bliss of oblivion. Troubles, worries, loss, such things do not belong in this newly established dominion of tranquility. There are only the infinite waters of weightlessness, in which, stripped of all things superficial, the mind of Cyrene von Valancius drifts in silent bliss. It is a conscious mind. What fills this consciousness? Oh. Let's definitely do the iconoclast one. Thoughts of those who keep her afloat in these waters. Who will drown, and who will she manage to pull to the surface? Gives us 3 iconoclast. The strands of fate are fragile, yet woven together. They are strong. Not everyone is destined to see this voyage through to its end, but no one will be forgotten. The moment of serenity soon passes. The body reclaims the mind, binding it to the more familiar shell of flesh, sinew, and bone. We can have the enforcers get in here. Company and pleasant conversation. We can have somebody come in from the retinue. Alright, hold on, what? Why do I have my fucking staff in the bath with me? They should have at least taken that off. Right. I wish to see someone from my retinue. Which of them would you like me to summon, your ladyship? Oh, we can... oh, literally everyone. Okay. Oh, like, what does this entail? You know what, let's have Irliet come in. Iliad, the Xenos. I'm not going to say the Xenos will keep me entertained. Okay, so Iliad arrives.
You should not have called upon me for the sake of your own idle amusements, Elantak. The children of Assyrian delight in unity, both with the universe and their kin. One of the ways in which we achieve this unity is symphonic creation. When an Assyriani wishes to rest and spend time with their closest kin, we weave images with our voices. Each of us adds something of our own until the melody becomes a harmonious tapestry woven from different sounds.
Okay. That sounds fascinating. Can you teach me? Iliad looks at you curiously, though you can see doubt in her eyes.
I do not know how much you truly understand of what I have told you. Still, if your soul seeks harmony...
She closes her eyes and begins to hum a peculiar melody. It follows a strange, unpredictable rhythm, as though she is drawing intricate patterns with her voice. Okay, I'm do this, 100% chance of success. Try to weave your voice into the melody. You begin to sing, guided by your own emotion more than any specific rhythm or motif. Every now and then, Iliad changes the flow of the melody, encouraging you to add something new to the song. A warm feeling settles over you like a gentle embrace, and Iliad's expression softens. Okay.
We created an unusual tapestry together, Elantak. It is unlike any that I have woven with my kin. You lack experience, but you understand the purpose of the weave, and in our brief melody I found peace.
Iliad sounds almost surprised, and she falls silent for a moment.
I must leave now. May you find rest in body and spirit.
Okay. Let's not have the enforcers get in here right now. Let's just finish our ablutions and be done with it. Okay, so it seems like you can just... Can you do this over? You can. Okay. I won't do it all the time now, but maybe we'll do that in between every thing that we do on the ship. Okay, this is... I think my keyboard is dead. Hold on. I've reanimated my keyboard. All is in working order. Let's head to another compartment of the ship. We can do some little exploration here. See what there's to be found. Love our taxidermied slith. It is hilarious. Yeah, let's get through to the void ship. Oh, this only leads you to the void ship bridge. Okay. Then, do we want to go anywhere else? Do anything else? Slash, when is the, like, new character gonna get introduced? Do I have to go somewhere for that? Let's go to the other location that was available. There was one more. So there's the Void Ship Shrine or the Astropathic Chapel. Let's go to the Void Ship Shrine. Maybe she's there. Who are we bringing? Who? Definitely not Iliad. Definitely not Marazai. Definitely not Idira. Argenta for sure. Ulfar for sure. They'll like to see him there. Cassia's gonna freak people out. Let's bring Heinrichs, Abelard, and Jai. She's a bit... You know, we'll bring Pascal. Yeah, sounds fine. Marazai is not allowed into the shrine. Absolutely not. Idira could probably come. I think that would be okay. She's just a bit irreverent, and I would prefer to bring more reverent characters. Pascal might be of a different facet of the, you know, officially, of the ecclesiarchy. Actually, totally not of the ecclesiarchy at all, but at least it's a facet of the worship of the God Emperor, so. And, yeah, the Space Wolves, of course, have their own, interpretation of all that as well. Okay, what have we here?
I always have a
Confessor
backup plan.
Adalbert. Oh, I missed that. No, whatever. Confessor Adalbert, a plump, rosy-cheeked old man, is lighting candles, taking his time with each. Glints of fire dance on his heavy golden Aquilla, and in his sky-blue eyes, as he addresses you, smiling.
The Emperor protects your ladyship. Are you here to pray, or have mundane matters? Are you here to pray, or have mundane matters brought you to me?
There is an incredibly profound quality to his voice, and he speaks with a mesmerizing timbre. Interesting.
Remind me, what is it you do on my ship? I am the ship's confessor, your ladyship. No vessel that abides by the Imperium's laws can sail the void without a spiritual guide. Even a smaller-sized ship that does not have a member of the ecclesiarchy on board entrusts all matters of faith to a layperson who is a staunch adherent to the creed. A rogue trader's flagship, naturally, is expected to have a confessor who comes from a line of his reverend servants. I am such a one. I am entrusted with caring for the reliquary chapel and the dynastic crypt. I also conduct liturgies, consecrate the ship's bays, and strengthen the crew's hearts whenever a dark hour is upon us, lest any among them falter in their duty of the horrors lurking in the darkness. Falter in the face of the horrors lurking in the darkness and fail in their duty.
Tell me about the dynastic crypt.
Every rogue trader takes care to maintain an appropriate place of repose on board their flagship. For their capital may change with the passing of centuries, but the vessel of the Emperor's anointed serves them for millennia. It is more than just a symbol of the dynasty's authority. It is the source of its power, the Lord Captain's seat in the void whence they reign over their many lands. Von Valancius Crypt is where rogue traders and their most loyal servants are laid to rest. As the ship's confessor, I perform the rites of burial and remembrance for these honored dead.
He lets out a heavy sigh.
It never occurred to this old man that he might have to send Lady Theodora on her final journey, but all is the Emperor's will.
I would like to find out more about this place. He smiles warmly at me.
I could talk to you about the reliquary chapel for hours.
Is this the only place of worship on the ship?
Why no, there are multiple sancta on every deck, where your subjects pray fervently and the clergy keeps a close watch on the firmness of their faith. This, on the other hand,
he gestures around at the glittering reliquary,
is the holiest of holy places, where only the noblest among your servants are permitted to set foot.
I want those on the other decks to be able to partake of this exuberance as well. Adalbert's eyebrows arch upward.
Truly a most generous and gracious gesture, your ladyship. I will arrange for commoners who have distinguished themselves in their service to be allowed in here. An event like that will fill them with fervor, and they will pass down the memory of what they have seen to their offspring.
All right, he seems all for it. That's good. He's not the stuck-up, only showing the glory of the religion to the noble type. That's good. Where does this collection of sacred relics come from?
Every relic we have here was either arduously tracked down by your ancestors, captured in battle against the faithless, or received as a gift for glorious deeds. A show of loyalty to the Emperor that speaks for itself, does it not?
He makes no effort to conceal his pride.
For our part, we keep the precious relics intact and undisturbed as we conduct liturgies and perform rites. Initiate Ziek is especially diligent in his care for the relics. Though he is of common stock, he earned his position through dedication and piety.
As it should be. I have other questions.
I will do my best to answer them.
I would like to hear the Imperium's tenets from you. In a voice brimming with solemnity, Adalbert begins.
Every man and woman has their place in the order he created, and this order must be followed, and the will of one's superiors obeyed. Beware of witches, for they have strayed, or they have been stained by the warp. Persecute mutants, for they are perversions of the human form, and hate the accursed Xenos.
Yes. The Imperial Creed prescribes being wary of Psykers, but the Imperium needs them.
I can understand. Having been touched by the powers of the warp yourself, you are pondering your own essence.
Adalbert nods sympathetically. Okay, not a complete total zealot either. I think I like this confessor.
You are right. Without the astropaths, we are deaf and blind, and there are many other Psykers laboring for the good of humanity. That is their place within the Emperor's design, but only those among them who accept his light have been authorized.
Good thing I didn't bring Adira.
The Ecclesiarchy tells us to persecute mutants, but an exception was made for navigators. The Navis Nobilitae are different from most humans, but their differences are a blessing. They are noble servants of the Imperium who help humanity expand its galactic domain. Do you not see that as a higher purpose that pleases the Emperor?
I do. And, of course, among the Adeptus Mechanicus, the Emperor is known as the Omnissiah. They have their own form of worship. Do they truly share our beliefs?
Most certainly. Different likenesses of the Emperor and ways of worshipping him can be found across the Imperium's worlds. But we all believe in the one.
For the purposes of optimizing the present exchange, I suggest regarding this statement as true. For a competent answer to the question, I recommend addressing this unit as a member of the Adeptus Mechanicus clergy.
Come to think about it, my warrant entitles me to violate the Imperial Creed in many ways. Violate? Those are not to be conceived of as violations. A rogue trader's privileges come with a duty. The duty to expand the bounds of human influence. If the rogue trader must take responsibility for unorthodox solutions or actions in the course of performing that duty, then so be it. That will suffice for now. As your ladyship wishes. I must notice, you are positively beaming with joy. A priest like you is a rare sight. Adalbert laughs good-naturedly. A fair observation. Everyone knows that the clergy must maintain a stern appearance to inspire fear and awe in their flock.
His mirth fades, giving way to pensive gravitas.
The truth is that my clan and I experienced great hardship. I cannot explain how it is that I am standing before you now except by his will. How could one be anything but joyful, knowing that they were saved by the Emperor?
What happened to your clan?
I was scarcely more than a child when the malady struck our cabins. First would come the fever, then the unlucky victim would start retching blood. After that, they would melt away like a candle. Only the youngest survived, myself among them.
He smiles feebly.
But now my family is growing, and I am grateful for each new life that replaces one lost.
Still, your gentle manner may adversely affect your flock's faith. I'm not going to say that, actually. I have other topics to discuss. Did Lady Theodora come here often?
Your predecessor always had due concern for the reliquary's maintenance and its needs, and under her rule, faith occupied its proper place on the ship.
He gives a diplomatic smile. Okay, that means maybe not as much as he would like. People confess to you, do they not? I'm interested to know the thoughts of some of my subjects.
Ours is a throne-fearing flock that regularly leaves vox recordings in the shrine confessional housed in the eastern part of the reliquary. This allows us to maintain constant watch for any heretical tendencies. We can observe the earnesty with which our parishioners render their duties, as well as any dangerous dissent brewing in their minds. Initiate Clotus is responsible for sorting the confessions. He would be honored to offer you access to the confessional cogitator.
That would be a big no-no in, like, modern religions. But, yeah, here, Rogue Trader can do whatever they want. I must take my leave.
May the Emperor's blessing be with your ladyship.
Okay.
Always
We've got some
keep your
objects
eye on
here.
prize. I always get the job done.
Among the antique weapons, you spot the maul known as the Ferrum Fatum. Legend has it that its head split when it cracked open the skull of the loathsome demon Brenizar the Flayer. Okay. What have we here? The Imperium Invictum. The shards of an unknown Angevin Crusade warrior's twin blades returned from pirate captivity by the grace of
I
the
always
Emperor.
keep my options open.
To another compartment. Oh no, we don't want to do that. Commerce here, huh? What do we got?
That's how it's done.
An ancient-looking chainsword without a fuel engine rests on the weapon's rack. The shape of its teeth make you think of the Ulma Universalis, a pattern from the Angevin Crusade era. That's Initiate Ziek. We have here. The skeleton inside the sarcophagus is holding a spherical object gleaming with gold. Okay. The broad-shouldered young priest makes a sign of the Aquilla.
The Emperor protects your ladyship. How may I be of service?
Who are you?
Initiate Ziek, your ladyship.
I recite prayers and help Confessor Adalbert with the rites. So he's the one that tends to the relics.
What is this relic next to you?
The initiate looks over at the sarcophagus. The skeleton within is clutching an orb, made of many tightly fitting hoops, covered in glyphs.
A mysterious object, but undeniably a holy one. It was denoted by a group of pilgrims who studied the legacy of the great missionary Nadine Alenikov. They believed there was something inside that only someone truly righteous was meant to have. One of the pilgrims was so desperate to witness the moment of the orb's opening that they bequeathed their body to us.
Okay.
Do you have any ideas how to open this orb? One of your predecessors was the last to attempt solving this relic's mystery, but it happened a long time ago, before Lady Theodora was born. That's all I know. Why not just disassemble it? To damage a sacred relic is an unthinkable crime, and to use force to bypass the test of wisdom and faith it contains is a terrible blasphemy. Well, in that case, open the reliquary. I'm going to try and solve the mystery of the orb.
The initiate opens the lock and hands you the orb. Someone has already moved the hoops around, trying to arrange the letters into meaningful sentences.
It will take only a few more rotations for the orb to split cleanly into 4 parts, each with its own question. The answers should presumably be formed using the adjoining hoops. Okay, so it's like a Rubik's Cube, but a Rubik's Orb. Form the question in the orb's first quarter. Okay. My light reaches everywhere. The greedy will see me in gold, the scholars in humanity's cradle, but only the righteous will see me within their souls. The Emperor. The greedy will see him in gold, maybe? Throne? Because throne gelt is the currency, and the light of the golden throne reaches everywhere. The golden throne is humanity's cradle, in a way. But only the righteous will see me in their souls. That one doesn't make as much sense. The Aquilla, maybe. I mean, golden Aquillas are a thing? Fuck, like, yeah, both of these could work. Let's go with Aquilla. So the mark of the Aquilla is sort of like an inward reflection of the Emperor's light within your soul. What do we do? Throne. Let's go with Aquilla. For better or worse, something clicks inside the orb. Alright, so it's not telling us if that was the right answer or not. Alright, second quarter. I'm within every human, and my loss is feared. For without me comes the end. But give me to the Emperor, and you will be eternal. Faith, soul, blood probably not. So how often are you giving blood to the Emperor? Giving your soul to the Emperor? I would imagine life. All humans have life. Most humans fear the end of their life. Yeah, without it comes the end. I mean, that's also true with soul. And with blood. Faith, maybe not. Give me to the Emperor, and you will be eternal. I think it's actually going to be soul. Another soft click comes from inside the orb. Third quarter. I am poison. I am perdition. I am disgrace. Burn me down, eradicate me, or perish, rejected by the Emperor. So, I am poison. Well, heresy. I'm perdition. It's, you know, hell, also heresy. I am disgrace. Heresy. Burn the heretic, eradicate the heretic, or perish rejected by the Emperor. And again, not every Imperial servant needs to burn down or eradicate heretics in order to be accepted by the Emperor. So, transgression? But you can also live a life without transgressing. So you don't necessarily need to get rid of it. Betrayal, I don't know, that doesn't really make a syntax sense here. I mean, betrayal is disgrace, it is poison, it is perdition, but once again, it doesn't work with the other one. Weakness might work, though. Weakness can be poisonous, weakness can lead one to hell, weakness can lead one to disgrace. All servants of the Emperor should remove their weakness? Maybe? I don't know, let's try that. With a click, the hoop settles into place. Fourth orb, or fourth question. Okay. In your body, mind, and soul, you must possess me. I am no mere absence of stains. I bring you closer to him. Duty? Purity brings you closer to him, though. Martyrdom, not everybody needs to be a martyr to get to the Emperor, though. That's kind of just the extreme. Loyalty? I mean, you can be loyal to the Chaos followers. I'm going to go with Purity. Hoops shift and return to their previous arrangement. You'll have to start over. Okay, I'm going to return this to the Initiate. I might try this in my own time, but we're not going to do that right now. Let's go. We have a puzzle there to open this orb.
Money to be made?
Let's have a look around. There's more things to be done here. You can offer a prayer. Let's do that. But first off, what does it say? That's a big fucking statue. The Aquilla Anima, a fragment of the Cathedral of Eternal Redemption brought from the Shrine World of Solus 6, now lost. Okay? Offer a prayer. Recite a prayer, the one you remember best. We gotta pick one? No. Okay, that doesn't really say much of anything. What do we have here?
The Rex Regalia, the partially restored blade of Zethudas the Earnest, a missionary who decimated the abominable Xenos and fell in a deathly battle against the unrighteous. Alright, we have Initiate Clotus here. This is the confessional booth. A lanky initiate is leaning over a cogitator, an expression of extreme mental effort on his face. His fish-like round eyes peering into the screen. Grant me understanding, master. Grant me wisdom. He winces as you approach. Your ladyship, how can I be of service?
Who are you, and what are you doing here?
I'm Clotus, junior cleric. I sought recordings from the Shrine Confessional to pass on to higher-ranking clergy.
Tell me more about this confessional.
Our parishioners come here to repent, to share their innermost thoughts and observations of their neighbors. The sacred machine record records all confessions and alters the voices beyond recognition.
Okay.
Is there a way to find out who made which confession?
There is not.
Clotus shakes his head resolutely.
That would undermine the usefulness of it. The first prototype wasn't anonymous, so those confessions might as well have been carbon copies of each other. Everyone was impeccably diligent and pious and whatnot, but as soon as the machine spirit started keeping the name secret, the parishioners opened up.
Yeah, of course. Ooh, there's a thing that we could get if we were heretic. Good thinking, making it anonymous. Keep up the fine work.
I will endeavor to do so, your ladyship.
Okay.
What does your ladyship wish to know?
It appears you are having difficulties.
Nothing escapes your ladyship's notice. As it so happens, I am struggling to categorize 3 rather peculiar confessions. I wouldn't have dared tell you about them, but I think they may have been left by senior officers, which would make this a matter of the highest order. Order that is far beyond my meager understanding.
Uh-oh.
These confessions, you see, are far from being examples of pious conformity. I dread the very thought of dissent or heresy poisoning the minds of some of the most eminent members of the crew, but I cannot change what I heard.
He bows his head in reverence.
I cannot share this with anyone but the Emperor's anointed, nor can I allow anyone but your ladyship to listen to these messages protected by the secrecy of confession.
What makes you think these confessions were made by senior officers?
These parishioners are well-spoken, meaning they are used to addressing an audience. Perhaps they issue orders, or are vested with power. And, well, after categorizing so many confessions, I have learned to notice the subtle differences between them.
Yeah. Let me hear them. The initiate steps aside, putting the cogitator at your disposal. Recording 17FL2. Alleged Dissent, Impious Doubt. Okay.
One question has troubled me for years.
Oh, hold on. Let's, light static is distorting the recording, but you are confident that the speaker is male.
One question that has has troubled me for years. Why are some destined to perish in the warp, while others must go on living and persevere the memory of the dead? Worthier and more luminous souls have been lost, and yet I am still here.
That one doesn't sound too bad. Okay. Alleged theft of ship property. Despite the poor sound quality, you determine the voice to be male. The orphans on the ship have already been provided with the bare essentials, but every so often I consider increasing their rations and ordering more sets of clothes for them. That will not replace the families they lost, but it will improve their lives somewhat, especially given that the ship has enough resources to cover that comparatively trivial expense. Who's associated with the orphans? I don't know. What about the last one? Do we know of any male characters that have lingering doubt or guilt over others lost in the warp? Not Abelard. Maybe, Heinrich Montag, actually, for the first one? Not sure. Male voice associated with the orphans? Could be Abelard. He was down there, when we talked to the orphans. Again, also not something too bad. You've heard the bridge officers gossiping that the High Factotum has taken personal charge of the orphans. I would not have guessed him, but that's interesting. He never seemed like the type that really cared about individuals all that much, but we'll talk to him. Irreverence. Okay. The voice sounds muffled, as though from behind a thick layer of glass, but it is unmistakably a woman's. Okay.
Lop-eared kleppas display a high degree of socialization both among their kind and towards their owners. These animals adjust well to void ships' lower gravity, since it is similar to their homeworld's conditions. Lop-eared kleppa meat is edible, should the necessity demand it. Doesn't sound like Idira. Doesn't sound like anything Argenta would be talking about, or Cassia. We can rule Iliad out. Don't think she's making any confessions. Ptolemy, maybe? I don't know. There's, Jocasta, but that also doesn't seem likely. Maybe. Alright. I'm curious to know who left these confessions. I will seek them out. Oh, interesting. Okay. Alright.
Keep your wits about you.
Maybe he knows something about them. Let's talk to Adalbert. Tell me, Adalbert, do you visit the Shrine Confessional to repent as often as other officers do?
Why, always find time for penance on my morning and evening shifts, your ladyship.
The orphans on the ship have been provided with the bare essentials, have they not?
Do you mean spiritual nourishment? It is ever in short supply. Those children who are literate could use new prayer books and hagiographies for their own perusal and to read to the others.
Okay, so that doesn't seem relevant. Why are some destined to perish in the warp while others must go on living?
An irrelevant question.
His face takes on an expression of fathomless wisdom and calm.
Our fates are in the Emperor's hands, and he does as his plans require.
I see, so it wasn't you. Yeah, indeed. Okay. Maybe...
Rise to the top.
Do you
or
count as
get left
a
in the dust.
lower officer, Ziak here? No. Okay, so we probably have to talk to some of the other characters throughout the ship. I am not... Hold on, what's this one?
This is intriguing.
Oh, hold on, what? The power maul rests inside the glass. The inscription on the reliquary reads, I'm Wrath, and the cleansing... I'm Wrath, I am the cleansing. Whoever wields me walks in the footsteps of Furia. Chronicles of Riddick reference? Furia. What does that mean? Oh, hold on, what's this? Press. Oh.
Always keep your eye on the prize.
Hold on. What did that one do? Is that an I? That looks like an F. Oh, hello. We have an A up. We have to spell Furia. Okay.
We are the spearhead of the Imperium.
We gotta put... Aha! Okay. So, we need to find a U.
I'm restless.
Somewhere. That looks like a U.
Onward. I know how to take risks.
We need to find an R now. That's an A. That looks like an R.
What
I. That one's right here. And Ulfar can go and utterly destroy this panel. It'd be funny if it just broke. Okay. So that gets lowered into place and we can take it. Okay, cool. Secret
I
weapon?
always keep my options open.
Okay. That's pretty bad. Not gonna lie. It's probably a weapon we were supposed to find earlier in the game. We're gonna sell it. I guess. Okay, let's head back to the ship and actually do some, you know, exploration and stuff. We could go to the astropaths compartment, but I kind of feel like actually getting out into space a bit. How do we do this right now? Void ship bridge. We're going to go into orbit. We'll do that next. So once we're done with some other task, then we can go to our astropaths compartment and also maybe take a bath with another one of our party members. That sounds weird. But I guess it's not as weird. Somebody just comes and you talk to them. I guess, given how that went with Iliad. Hopefully. We'll see. That was a very social activity in
certain ancient cultures, like the Greeks and the Romans and all that. It was just, you know, bathing together was like a, yeah, it was just a social activity. There was nothing weird about it. Like is often the case nowadays in modern culture. Not that it's, you know, weird. It's just an intimate activity now. You generally don't go bathing in a bathtub with acquaintances or just friends. Alright. Where are we, actually? Where even are we in the Coronus Expanse? We're in Telos Epsilon again. Okay. So we wanted to get back to footfall, right? And how is the map going to be? Are warp storms going to have concealed everything? Do we need to re-explore, or is there going to be more for us to explore? Maybe warp storms have even opened up. Okay, we came to Janis. Is there something we can do on Janis? Now we can get some stuff here from the Rose of Samarkand, and are there new projects? Please tell me there are new projects available. There are new projects available. Glory be, I am glad. Okay. Let's immediately get one of these going. Payment in organs. The large increases in tithes may be supplemented by a decree that addresses the current shortfalls in other ways. So we would need 4 people. We get +3 profit factor, -3 complacency. That's fine. And +3 efficiency. That could be good. Secret lair, though. A new secret lodge of Xeno specialists will decipher the written records left by ancient Xenos that once inhabited Janis. Plus 5,000 reputation with the Kasbalika mission. -3 security, that's a bit of a problem, but +3 efficiency. We get 2 Xenotech. No, we need 2 Xenotech to do it. That could be good. 5,000 rep with Kasbalika is not bad. I reckon the rep cap is also going to be increased now that we're in the new act, which I'm excited for. Scriptorum schools. To teach serfs to read and thus produce educated servants under the supervision of monks would be as useful as it would be dangerous. We've got 9 people. What's our people situation? We have 16. We could use more. -2 profit factor is a bit problematic, but it's okay. Xenos intoxicant. A curious intoxicating substance has been discovered in Xenos ruins. Clandestine Magos alchemists workshops will refine and distill the substance, transforming it into pure euphoria that will delight the weary souls of aristocrats who long for new diversions. This would give us profit factors and grant us 9 chemicals. What's our chemical situation? We're at 22. We don't need too much of that. So why is this not met? We need a lot of rep with Fellowship of the Void. So we'll hold off on that. The Great Fire. Territory for new agri complexes will be gained in only one way. The way of fire. I don't know if I want to do this right now. We've gained 9 provisions. We're okay on provisions. I'm going to take the secret lair. Build it. Because none of these seem to, like, block out other ones. So that's cool. We can just build them all. The only exception is we probably have limited space now, so I see where all this room is coming from. But that's cool. Very cool. Let's get out of here. I don't think there's much else that we need to do. I don't think we need to re-explore, so let's jump back into the Coronus Expanse here. Hi, Marzai. Okay. Yeah, it does look like the map retains its explored status, but there are new things here. That's something. Heavenly Chariot. Oh no, not again. Within rumor proximity. So, that was... and there are new places. We did explore quite a lot of the map. No, it extends pretty far to each side. It just doesn't extend too far up. So... oh yeah, there's a lot more here. The Siege of Euphrates we need to get to. Fall of Santiel's Pride is something. Kiava Gama. Have we lost contact with Kiava Gama? We need to get there somehow. We could also get back to... where the hell was... yeah, Mundus Volantis is up here. We want to get back to there. Which we can do by going this way. So let's quickly do that.
Lord Captain, the ship's senior officers request an audience with you. They are humbly awaiting you on the bridge.
Okay.
That's immediate. I wonder what this will be about. Is this going to be the introduction of the new character? Maybe? That would be cool. Okay. Okay.
Lord Captain, if I may request your attention for a moment, I must report a series of highly dangerous violations that have taken place in the fuel compartment. The Master-at-Arms is ignoring my demands, and I am forced to appeal directly to you. The fuelers have founded a sect of some kind. This group practices fire worship of the Emperor and has been burning promethium near the fuel lines. I beg you to stop this madness before they all go up in flames. I should point out that there have been no incidents in the fuel compartment so far, and that the beliefs of this sect do not affect the obedience of the workers or their efficiency in any way. All assemblies are conducted strictly after hours with the permission of their superiors. However, if you find their practices unacceptable, we will put a stop to them immediately. Does the ecclesiarchy recognize this cult, or is it considered heretical? This matter is beyond my purview. Let Confessor Adelbert be the judge of such business.
The plump, rosy-cheeked old man steps forward, his voice deep and sonorous.
The Emperor protects your ladyship. I can assure you that there is no heresy festering in the fuel compartment. The sect of fire prophecies has been tested for purity and found to be in accordance with the creed. Their leader, who calls himself the Oracle of Fire, is devout and submissive to his servants. They do not twist the sacred teachings, and as for their chosen forms of worship, these are neither rare nor remarkable. Many such minor cults exist within the Imperium with the full approval of the ecclesiarchy.
Does the Oracle of Fire really make prophecies?
At least he and his flock believe the Emperor reveals glimpses of the possible future to him in the sacred flame. Occasionally, his visions do come true, or so his followers convince themselves. We do not know whether the grace of the God Emperor truly lies upon him, or if he is merely a charlatan, or perhaps a blissful lunatic, or...
Oh, you're new. Zachary Weiss. Awesome art. So you're our astropath, for sure.
A wicked rogue who possesses psychic power not tempered by his will.
A croaking voice interrupts the confessor's words.
Lord Captain, as choir master of the astropathic choir, I must be watchful of any threats to this ship's safety originating from the Immaterium. I have heard rumors about this oracle, and so I have sent my adepts to see him. They assert that the man is a Psyker.
Interesting.
This man who speaks to the warp is a danger to himself and the entire vessel. Both law and common sense dictate that he should be thrown into a holding cell, tranquilized, and handed over to the Inquisition to be sent to Holy Terra. Alternatively, you may also dispose of him in some other way.
Choirmaster Weiss, you and I have not yet had the pleasure of conversing.
I beg your forgiveness, but I seldom leave the chapel to interfere in the affairs of the ship. My duty requires that I keep constant vigil, as I direct the arrival and departure of messages across the boundless void. But given that this incident has already demanded my interference, I thought it a good opportunity to introduce myself and pay my respects to you.
I know just how to handle this cult. We stand ready to carry out any order. I'm
gonna go with, yeah, this is too risky.
If my Inferno Master says they are a danger to the ship, then I am convinced. Disperse the troublemakers. Yes, Lord Captain. By tomorrow, this cult will be forgotten, never to be mentioned again.
Yeah, it's unfortunate, but that's just is how it is. Okay, that's cool. I love these little interactions. The random encounters in the warp. And I'm glad it doesn't seem like the later acts in the game are making those any less. We'll see how meaningful they actually are. But hopefully this prevents any damage to the ship and further loss of life. What do we have to do here? Quests. We have a quest on Quetzaltemur. Oh, we can manage our colonies from here. We don't actually need to go to all of our colonies. Right, so Foulstone here. What can we build on Foulstone? All kinds of new things, once again. So, false wonders. By showing illusions to the masses, it is possible to gain a lot of attention and attract pilgrims. I mean, profit factor is good, extra people is good. Actually, don't have that many. In the interest of not reading too many of the things right now, I'm actually going to do this. So, we're just going to build false wonders. Appeal to the masses. Dargonus! Get some new frag grenades, and let's see what's available here. So... Holy Prophet. The date for the payment of the tithe approaches. However, by making use of the corrupt practices of the Administratum, one could find a way to keep both the Psykers and the thrones. That could be good. More profit factor, and more people. That's straight profit factor. Praising the muses. The patronage of architects and other artists will allow the creation of amazing and monumental works marked with the Rogue Trader's likeness. Do it! Okay. We can't immediately... No, we can only do one at a time. Our prison colony. How's Viabos 6 doing? Lovely place, that. Pure blood. Rogue Trader may grant the convicts the right to buy, with their labor, the freedom of their children born in captivity. I like that. That's very iconoclast. Let's do it. We get profit factor and efficiency from it. I see nothing wrong with this. Kiavagama. How are we doing here? Brand of the Motive Force. It is possible to utilize all of Kiavagama's potential by covering its surface in a huge Elect-2. The whole world will be wrapped in a grandiose potentia coil. That is very cool. Extra security, extra efficiency could be nice, but orbital shipyard, give us some rep with the Imperial Navy, and profit factor. I kind of like that. An orbital shipyard will provide the Imperium's massive vessels with proper repair and produce new void ships. I think this is going to be what we're going to do. Yeah, we want to make sure that the Imperial Navy is well supplied. There seem to be some issues in the Coronus Expanse, so let's make sure that the Navy is prepared. Okay, our colonies are in order, so we do have some quests. What was here? What quest did we have? Let me actually look at that, so I want to know what I'm getting into. Hunting grounds, was that? No, that was to the... Yeah, this was to the Nameless Star, to the Quetzaltemur. Huh. We could find Caligos Winterscale. Or we go back to Footfall. Or we do some companion quests. I don't know... Like, if doing these is going to end things, or if we want to do the companion quests first. We are close to Quetzaltemur. So we might just do hunting grounds. This would bring us to Mundus Valancius, where we could also help acquit House Wersarion if indeed they are not treasonous, which I do believe. I think this is the drive stems pulling something. We gotta find the door from Idira's... You know what? There's the ancient bunker here. No, we just have a quest here with the Quetzaltemur. So let's go there.
Lord Captain, there is an emergency at the officer's deck.
Vigdis's voice is quaking slightly.
Numerous victims. Loss of communication. The Voidsmen report warp voices filling the compartments. This is not just a warp breach. This is the Xenos you took aboard at Janis.
Ooh.
He has gone mad and went on a rampage.
Which one?
I have 2 fairly reliable witness accounts. According to one, the Xenos suddenly assaulted crew members, gutting them seemingly at random. The other claims that there are survivors who barricaded themselves in the adjacent compartments. The officers managed to isolate the raving Xenos in a dead end, but they've been unable to pacify him thus far. What will your orders be?
Such are the consequences of ill-considered actions born out of a lack of faith in the God Emperor's laws. I am ready to stop the accursed Xenos rampage personally and repay every life he has taken.
Why am I not surprised? Heinrich's voice is oozing with poison. Rogue traitor, we cannot bring back your subjects, but I will gladly aid you in disposing of the rabid creature before it mauls even more people. The Vox channel relays a thin sigh, full of realization and fright. Alantok, I know the reason behind Marazai's madness. Or I know what the reason behind Marazai's madness is. Please, I must accompany you to the compartment. I will help you deal with the Dark One. Iliad, explain your words. Do you remember what happened during my very first voyage aboard your ship? When I found myself beyond the veil, the servants of She Who Thirsts descended upon the fragile shell that is protecting your vessel from the outside horrors and managed to break through. The soul of an Eldari shines like a beacon in the night, drawing the gaze of Silantresh and stoking her thirst. The ways of Asurian keep us safe from her claws, but the Dark Ones never sought to restrain their desires for excess and pleasure as well as for some protection against our eternal enemy. When the voices of She Who Thirsts called out to me, I found refuge in meditation. I think Marazai started feeding his withering soul instead, using the only method he knew.
I'm going to the officer's deck immediately.
A squad of enforcers who had blocked the Xenos in the dead-end corridor is waiting at the deck. I beg you to be careful, Lord Captain, and may the God Emperor watch over you.
Alright, who are we bringing? Iliad? Wolfar? Yeah. Alright, this is gonna be our crew. Hopefully we don't have to kill Marazai. If we do, that would be unfortunate. I want to keep him around. Purely from a mechanical standpoint. I think he's, he looks cool, and he's effective. Maybe we can train him to only hunt heretics, convicts, and that type of stuff. But this seems like something else. This isn't just him hunting for the joy of hunting. This is... he needs to desperately sate the thirst of Silantresh, and that's not a good sign. Oh no, that is... wow, he did some work. This ain't good. This ain't good at all. Oof. That...
Somebody open the door! Open the door before he gets me!
Oh yeah, there's the body.
Is there money to be made?
sense something nearby.
Bodies? What do we have here? Mars pattern plasma gun. That is a chunky plasma gun. Dreadmonger grenade. All creatures in a 3x3 zone must pass a willpower test or immediately move out of the zone, even if they are stunned or immobilized. This movement triggers attacks of opportunity from the navigator's allies who have passed the resistance test or that are outside of the zone. Is this only for navigators? That's interesting.
I always have a backup plan.
The maimed, bloody body looks like a broken marionette lying in an unnatural position. Marazai, why are you like this? Okay, another one. Corpse is missing its eyes and its face is horribly mutilated. That one we can interact with? No. Alright. Deck enforcers are here. Lord Captain, this enemy of humanity will not get in here. We guarantee it. As long as he doesn't go down the technical... Alright. Shaft's deep inside the ship, then there's no way we'll find him. Well, that's definitely what he did then. Demonette. Uh-oh. Lord Captain, God Emperor be with you, and with all of us too. The Enforcer can barely suppress the tremors running through his body. Only you can deal with this spawn.
Permission to report, your ladyship. It started a few watches after the translation. Well, actually, they say this associate of yours has been acting strangely even before that. It's as if he started hearing things. He was swiveling back and forth, barking something in his Xenos tongue. Then he grabbed his blade and sliced his hand open. His own hand! And then he suddenly howled and lunged at the people nearby. The voice of she who thirsts. Irliot turns pale. He heard the call. Any of our kind who find themselves beyond the veil become tempting prey for Cylon Thresh. And our technology that protects the ship from her baleful... And your technology that protects the ship from her baleful influence cannot drown out the sound of her maddening voice. Then point at the demonette. Can you see her? Ooh. The officer looks behind him, glances around the deck, then turns to you with an alarmed expression. See who, your ladyship? Whom are you referring to, Lord Captain? I cannot see anyone, Cyrene. But I can certainly sense a warp presence nearby. You're saying you can perceive it. Then the entity itself has decided to reveal its form to you. The real question is, why? Where is Marazai now? Who? Oh, the Xenos. He's holed up in there. He nods at the barricaded gate. Corralled up a number of crewmen in there like Groxes to a slaughterhouse. All we could hear were screams. Well, we couldn't save them, so we locked him in there, so he couldn't crawl back out, unless he finds a crack to squeeze through. The prospect of having a rabid Xenos crawling inside our bulkheads makes my heart sink. No, we ought to drag him out. And then we either put him on a chain, or, forgive my bluntness, Lord Captain, we swat him down and forget that he ever existed. Who were the victims of the massacre? Anyone who could get his hands on, your ladyship. Officers, serfs, a technomat, he even attacked a servitor. Though that didn't last long, he just tore its head off. The rest of them, though, the Xenos scum tortured the life out of them. You can see the color draining from the officer's face. I've heard enough. I'm heading inside. We'll unblock it right quick, your ladyship. If only there was a way to flush that fiend out. Without going in, he stops and pales even more. Throne's mercy, I completely forgot. The late technomat, he turned on some security systems right before he bled out. We figured if the Xenos thinks about showing his face, those systems will get him. The point is, we should go with your ladyship with your permission. It just wouldn't be right for the Lord Captain to go in there alone. God Emperor help us all. The officer tries his best to speak calmly, but his voice is quivering. The thought of going inside the compartment has become a death trap fills him with dread bordering on panic. Well, he's facing his fear.
Who is this? Is it the ruler of this vessel and the mistress of the lost child? Come closer. Let me get a good look at you.
No. I would prefer not. Oh boy. Hi, you're there.
I can hear the beating of his heart, the roaring blood in his veins, the pulsating fear in his black soul.
Demonettes.
Keep your wits about
Over
you.
there.
Okay, we got a trap there, and another demonette. Advanced medkit, that sounds good. And Master Surgeon's gloves, plus 25 Medicae. I want to give that to Marazai. Every time the wearer uses a medkit, it provides an additional 7 temporary wounds. That is good. That's a good one. Okay, we need
I woke up with a
Argenta.
feeling of wonder, as if a field of flowers was blossoming nearby. A child was saved from death. A thousand
time comes
heretics
for
were
me to step
burning
into
alive,
this world, he will be
begging
waiting
and
for me.
sobbing and howling.
Okay. So, Demonette
Let's
is luring
proceed.
us onward. Oh wow, there's a few
Cast
fucking...
your eye there.
Fuck. Okay. Who did this? This must have been the tech priest.
Pay
The
attention.
technomat. Wow.
Nothing escapes
What a
my
fucking
sight.
disaster. A lot of traps here. We gotta disable this one
See,
first. Don't
right
go
there.
over it like that, please. Thank you. Okay. So we can go over this one. What a fucking kill zone here. This is effective.
I better myself through my service.
I feel like that didn't do as much. No, it did. It turned one off, at the very least. Okay, let me go to this one.
Never
Let me
doubt
turn that
me.
one off. Now what?
Blessed be the road that we take.
Oh, you get that one. We gotta do this somehow. We gotta go all the way around. Yeah. We can
do that. Hi, guys.
Duty prevails.
Great. We're getting there. Oh, we can just disarm this one like this. Okay, this is a floor trap.
The Emperor favors
Right.
me today. I better myself.
Oh, well done,
through my
Argenta. Well done.
service.
That was a lot of bombs.
Duty prevails.
Okay, everybody else pull up.
Always keep your eye
Check
on
what's
the
in here.
prize.
This the place? Yeah, that's the place. That's where he's waiting.
Watch your steps.
Another one.
Never doubt me.
Okay.
Because the prince wills it. The souls of all his progenitors belong to him alone. None will escape his embrace.
We'll see about that.
Take heed, rogue trader.
This place is trapped to oblivion.
I better
I am
myself
very glad we
through
brought
my
Argenta.
service.
Okay, this isn't looking good. We're gonna get a fight. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Marazai. Marazai jerks his head up when you appear. His already gaunt face is tightly wrapped in pale gray, parchment-like skin. His teeth are bared feverishly, and his dark eyes have turned into two pitch-black mirrors that could show you a reflection clearly if you were to gaze into them. He opens his mouth, but instead of words, an unnatural, rasping hiss comes out. If this creature ever possessed intelligence, there's no sign of it left. Uh-oh. He's not doing good.
At last.
The resonant voice that has followed you on your journey through the deck sounds like it is coming from every direction, chilling you to the bone.
At last we meet my poor child. Look at him, mortal. Look at how he yearns to return to the one whose caress is kind rejects so stubbornly. Come, child, follow my voice and my prince will grant you all the bliss and torment in this universe.
This ends now. Heinrich draws his weapon, and the air around him grows colder. We are putting the rabid beast down for good. Iliad exclaims something in the Eldari language. The Elucidator fails to process her rabid and elaborate speech. Without waiting for Marazai's response, she turns to you. My dark kin has lost himself in the fight against the pull of She Who Thirsts. Allow me, Alantak. However great our differences are, however dissolute and depraved the dark ways may be, I cannot blind my eyes and let Ceylonthresh take him. Wow. This warp spawn laughs musically.
Sooner or later, all of his kind will step into my embrace. The prince is patient. The prince knows that every Eldari soul is already his.
The demonette's voice suddenly forces itself inside your mind.
But if you let me get close to the lost child, if you lull him into letting his guard down, my prince will reward you, Cyrene von Valancius. The soul of this pathetic Xenos is a small price to pay for the blessings that come with my master's fervor. I will try to bring him to his senses.
The Drukhari stares at you without blinking, his teeth still bared, his frenzied expression frozen like a mask. You hear hissing again, this time lower and angrier than before. Okay, let's quickly look closely at him. Marazai, half-crouched, is teetering slightly, and that is the only movement you can see. His body language shows that he is ready to attack, as do the bloodstained blades he is holding. Iliad, you promised you would help. Iliad starts talking, too quickly for your elucidator, but not for Marazai. He turns his head and watches her like a snake watches a bird. Iliad takes a step, and then another. You hear new inflections in her voice, melodious, almost calming. Her hands are moving in an elaborate dance of gestures as she keeps touching the spirit stone on her chest. Slowly, very slowly, Iliad advances towards Marazai and his bristling blades, and he remains still, seemingly entranced by her words. You carefully follow her. How many disjunctions did you survive in Komorra, Marazai? The warp is powerless as long as you refuse to let it take hold of you. Master yourself! Your words appear to have reached Marazai's mind. He shakes his head and closes his eyes. Then you watch him take a deep breath and relax his shoulders ever so slightly. The laughing in your head turns feral.
Why are you confusing and tricking the lost child? The end is decided. The end is inevitable.
Ulfar, would you like to... No, I don't think Ulfar... let's look closely at him again. Xenos is standing tall and looking at you with faint traces of intelligence in his eyes, which are still hazy. It looks like one last push is required for him to emerge from his death-sowing trance. Coercion test.
What about all that talk of the great Eldari race? If only you could see yourself now, you worthless, quivering beast. Mirage was all that it took to soil yourself.
Marazai blinks, and his eyes ignite with a familiar look of fury and wounded pride.
I will rip out your tongue and make you swallow it piece by piece along with your own teeth.
The air behind Marazai ripples, and you watch as the demonette's faintly visible silhouette bleeds out of thin air. The horrible mouth is sneering triumphantly. The large pincer is raised higher and higher.
Marazai, behind you!
The demonette brings her pincer down on Marazai's head and clangs against his raised blade. Marazai crouches and shoves the shrieking warp entity away from himself.
No, you are mine, Marazai. You are mine.
Right. Oh shit. He wasn't alone. Or it wasn't alone.
Grovel before the true power of humanity.
Managed to pull him out of this. Okay, I'm gonna... Oh, shit. Oh, fuck. My enforcer's turned. Not good. I wonder if we kill all the demonettes, maybe it'll save them. We'll put Heinrichs in the back here. Put Argenta right here. Abelard. Where was Iliad? Iliad could go pretty far away, but... don't really... Do we put her there, or do we try and keep her... There's nowhere that's good. Ecstatic Demonette, and that's the Artisan of Pain, so that's going to be a Herald. I'm going to stash Iliad over here, actually. I'd rather not kill our enforcers. Let me actually read. They have Clouded Mind. This effect can be removed with medkits, get back into the fight ability, or the death of the Demonette. Great. So we don't need to kill them. It's good to know. So, we gotta take out these demonettes. Who's going first? Unfortunately, the demonettes are going first. Okay, well, I'm going first, so I can give somebody around. Maybe we can take one of them out. Let's see here. Front line, right there, if you would. Okay, yeah. Vale is not looking so good. We'll put the rear right here once again. And we'll drop our back line right in the thick of us right here. Oh, that's perfect. That's going to get a lot of people. Okay, who do we want to give a round to? Who do we want to give forewarning to? I think I want to forewarn Iliad. Because she might get attacked, and she's not as... So get back into the fight is not an ability I have, unfortunately. Voice of Command. Argenta, maybe? Or Ulfar? Ooh, or Abelard. Abelard could also engage. I'm doing Ulfar.
I'll make it happen. I'll see to it personally.
Okay. So Ulfar could charge one of these. Do some work here.
I have become the All-Father's worthy instrument.
Alright, chop her. Okay, that's damage. Kick her. That's also damage. Alright, he's doing some work. Confident approach. And we're sitting at 4 versatility. Very nice. Okay, I still have an action point left. Could try and prescience Iliad, I think.
It's as good as done.
Can make use of that. And she'll be going next. Or soon. Okay, it's a miss. Okay. Iliad. Don't take them out. We gotta take out one of these. So she can probably just pick this one off. That will hit him, though. And I'd rather not. Oh, she could straight up just get rid of that one, too. Yeah, get rid of that
If
one.
it serves your cause. Another
Goodbye.
slips beyond the veil.
Okay, that's great. One down.
I
Elusive
am
Shadow.
Xenos Pat
Need some
Monty.
defensive stance as well. We're going to drop perfect spot.
I understand your intent.
We got 2 action points left, so we can do some work here with Killing Edge, maybe, or let's actually drop some exploits on this ecstatic demonette here and leave that for later, and then I'm just going to pick this one off.
I deal
Wonderful.
death with my
Okay.
hands.
Did that break the spell on one of the deck enforcers? It did not. Unfortunate. Okay. I think we have to kill that one.
Accept it. Embrace it.
Okay, Marazai's still parrying. I don't know what weapons he has equipped. Those are not the ones I have for him. That's okay, though. That's alright.
Oblivion approaches.
Okay, he's dodging. Okay, he did get a hit there. And now he's gonna go back in and do some stuff. He charged. This isn't the Marazai I built, but I guess this is NPC Marazai. He's got abilities that he doesn't normally have. Abelard! Let's go say hi to the Artisan of Pain. First off, cautious approach. Then,
Follow my lead.
Sworn Enemy. Let's get some damage. Reckless Strike. Or Devastating Attack, I mean. Wrong one. Then charge it. Target is too close. Alright, fine. We'll move out.
My place is at the fore.
Now charge it.
At your beck and call.
Dodged. Fuck. Alright. Not ideal.
It will be
Brace for
done.
impact. It's gonna affect Marazai, so that's nice. Honestly, I'll save that for next. It's 37% chance only. Holy shit. She is hard to hit. We can kick her, though. Alright. And I could shoot one of them. I could shoot her. 63%. That's something. Dodged. Fuck. Alright. Taunted is. Alright, they've been taunted. They're gonna go for Abelard instead. Okay. Argenta, you have a demonette. Right all up in your grill. That's not ideal. We can switch to the hand flamer here. That could do some work. Let's first drop Confident Approach. And, I would just like to move away and not... No, I think I'm gonna switch back to the bolter here. And if I get an attack of opportunity on me... No, I'm gonna dash. I can do that.
The enemies of the Emperor
That still provokes
will be
attacks of
undone.
opportunity, but that's okay. She's got good dodge, so it's all gonna be just fine.
As the Emperor commands, I act.
Furious Recital, move back here. I totally moved too far. And, yeah, give her some Daka. Or we do some Daka up there. That might hit Marazai.
Doubt is for the weak.
That's a risk she's willing to take. But anyways, controlled shot. Let's not hit Marazai.
This is why I was chosen.
That is gonna do some damage. Oh, glorious bullet penetration. I fucking love the Storm Bolter. Oh my god.
without deeds
I am
is
so happy we
worthless.
have a Storm Bolter. You have no idea. Alright, well, we could do it again, or we could lay into this one here. Because this will hit Marazai. Probably. 8% chance. You know what? That's a risk Argenta's willing to take. Right. He takes one hit. That's fine.
Retaliation.
Okay, run and gun is active. Let's switch to our pistols here. She can quick draw that, and we can use the bolt pistol here. Yeah, we're going to use the bolt pistol here, because that's going to get... Nice work. Alright, that was a lot of fucking damage. Okay, Ulfar, why don't you go right here? Oh yeah, that's going to be... That's going to be nice.
The fame-hungry cow.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I have a good feeling about this, guys.
My strike is ruined.
Run and gun. Do it again. 2 demonettes down. Steady superiority. Kick it. Down it goes. Can you charge it now? No? That's alright. Burst fire, 80% chance. Ulfar is a fucking menace.
Is ruined.
Oh man. Ulfar is a fucking menace. Okay, I love it.
Let's
Heinrichs,
see to it.
get some Iron Arm going, and let's get some
For the throne's
Word of the
glory.
Emperor. We could drop a Shield of the Emperor to make sure
won't
none of
object
us
to it.
take some damage here. And then we could do a Purge Soul on one of these. That could be fun. We could Purge Soul her. That's direct damage. She can't resist that. Purge
Let's
Soul
see
on
to
the
it.
Artisan of Pain. We're going to take an attack of opportunity, but that's fine. Take it. 30 damage is not too shabby. Now the only problem is...
I won't object to
let's
it.
actually get our bounties on these ones. We'll drop it on that one. And on the other demonette
I
right
won't
here as
object to
well.
it.
What is this? Hammer of the Emperor? Yes, please.
But of course,
Next time they do
Lord
damage, they deal
Captain.
even more damage. And then we can drop a warp speed on somebody, or can we heal somebody? I can heal myself. We can heal
I
Marazai.
won't object to it.
Uh-oh. Warp disturbances. That's not good.
Let's see to it.
And we'll put some exploits. And I kind of wish I could attack again. That is a bit of an issue here. Let's drop
For the throne's
that there.
glory.
And we'll just stay right here for now. Okay, I could give him another turn. I could also give Argenta another turn. I mean, we know Argenta's effective. I don't want to use any more psychic powers, though. That is now a bit dangerous. Let's move the front line up there. Let's
I'll make it happen.
give Argenta another turn.
I'll see to it personally.
Okay. So we can switch back to the Stormbolter here. Quickly do a free reload. And 74% chance. We have a pretty solid chance of doing a lot of work right here, so let's do a lot of work right here. Wow. Goodbye. I'm sure Argenta is happy. She gets to slaughter demons.
Power resides in the will
Okay,
of the
Steady
righteous.
Superiority is up and running. Let's go deal with this one right here now.
Doubt is for the weak. This is why I
Oh my god. Okay. Yeah, looking good. Okay. Now, what can I do? I've got a gun. I do know how to use it, actually. 91%! I can actually just fucking straight kill this thing. Wow.
Another enemy down.
You're not bad. The deck enforcers are still against us. That is most unfortunate.
I'll see to it personally.
Do blitz stratagem here. Do that twice. Okay, we'll leave that. Okay, Irliet's turn. Well, we still have a demonette right here. Let's make it disappear. So, start off with an elusive shadow. So that won't kill it. So we gotta start stacking the debuffs here. Okay, take aim as well. Poised to strike.
I am not your Xenos pet monkey.
And, Killing Edge. That will almost kill her. Alright. Never mind. That will just kill her. Okay. Goodbye. Decide Marazai's fate. Marazai turns to you, looking the same as ever, with the exception that you can see grayish-blue veins through his parchment skin and something resembling terror in his eyes.
They're gone, Cyrene. Gone. But still lurking at the threshold, keeping watch. In hear their whispers. How do Monkey bear them for days and days on end?
You hear genuine confusion in his voice.
You will hear these whispers every time the Void vessel travels beyond the Veil. Learn to accept this. Find an anchor for such times, or lose yourself.
Marazai looks at Irliet. There is a barely noticeable shift in his expression.
The entire time you've been here?
Oh, is he actually gonna start respecting Irliet? Do we get, like, a partial... I mean, he's obviously never going to get a redemption arc, but do we at least get a partial redemption arc for Marazai? That would be really cool.
Yes, Dark One, the entire time. With each new passage, I bolstered my spirit further with my meditation, when my meditation became a stronger barrier against the tendrils of She Who Thirst. I endured it. So will you, if you value your soul.
The Drukhari lowers his head in thought. Then he gives Irliet a sidelong glance.
He should have understood, from what you told me.
Marazai stops himself.
Well, no matter.
Heinrichs is looking at you intently. You realize that the cold sensation still remains. The interrogator is ready to strike, waiting for you to say the word. Marajai, are you sure you have regained your senses?
I never...
He gnashes his teeth.
I forgot myself for a moment. Nothing more.
Your presence is causing me a great deal of grief, Xenos. His voice turns into furious hissing.
Your kind step beyond the veil with nothing but your crude technologies and prayers to a deaf god, and you expect those such as I to rely on such paltry protection from the terrors of she who thirsts?
One of the enforcers lets his emotions get the better of him.
For own sake, Lord Captain, why are you even listening to him? That there Xenos is worse than a wild beast. How can a ship that sails in the God Emperor's light allow one of his enemies to act like he's master here?
Marajai looks at the man hungrily.
The living meat that serves you talks too much. They would, however, make for perfect playthings.
He looks straight at you.
I need strength in order to suffer through your oafish voyages beyond the veil. If I don't obtain a source of such sustenance, Cylon Thresh will only keep testing my limits.
Lord Captain, the officer has a point. Abelard glowers at Marajai. If things continue on like this, we might end up with a mutiny on our hands. A massacre during every warp jump. As if we didn't have enough troubles to deal with on days like this. He shakes his head. I forbid you from moving about the ship unsupervised, and from here on out, you will be kept under lock and key during warp jumps. The alternative is death. The choice is yours. Marajai freezes. You meet his enraged gaze, filled with the promise of torture and agony. But then, you almost see something inside him give, forcing him to incline his head slightly.
Let it be as you say, Cyrene.
The officer cannot suppress a relieved sigh.
Well, that's something, at least. Many thanks, your ladyship.
Yeah, we're not going to let him run through the deck on his own accord. That's a bad idea. Okay, let's grab some more loot here. Fortunately, we don't get to loot the demonettes, but that makes sense. The warp entities. And we didn't kill the enforcers, so that's good. We managed to spare them. Ooh, cool-looking helmet. Arch Strategist Visor. When the wearer gains an additional stratagem ability, all allies in the combat area instantly reload their weapons after each attack made by them until the start of the wearer's next turn. That's really cool. This apply just to, like, combat strategists? Or what? Can I wear this? This is a cool-looking helmet, and if it actually looks like what it looks like, I might even just straight up wear that. Where is it? I did not put it in... Huh? Oh, here it is. Sort by type, please. Okay. Alright, let's put this on. I want to see what this looks like. That looks fucking cool. It looks really cool. That is an awesome looking helmet. I love helmets that are just inhuman looking. You know, the open-faced helmets can look cool. I have absolutely nothing wrong with open-faced helmets. They can look awesome. And, you know, there's all kinds of different visor configurations. And this is both for, like, medieval and sci-fi stuff. But generally speaking, the more just inhuman they look, the better. Like, I love the grilled helmets worn by the Chaos Knights. The ones that, like, the visor is just, like, holes. A bunch of holes. The entire face covered in holes. Like, it's it looks insectoid. Those are so cool. So I like ones that have that very inhuman bearing to them. So that's pretty cool. However, yeah, the Commissar hat is good. Like, really good. But we could give that to somebody else. But this is, the thing is, if I give it to somebody else, it's not always going to be applicable, whereas this is really good. I do have other Grand Strategists, though. We have Irliet, for example. No, Irliet, what am I saying? We have Idira, who's a Grand Strategist. I could give it to her. And you know what? That probably would look good on her, too. Like, if my hair worked, I would absolutely wear this, but alas. So, okay. Keep that helmet for later. That's cool. I'm keeping that just because it looks awesome.
Is there money to be made?
Marazai's here. It seems like everything is in working order. I want to say, you know, nobody's dead. That's nice, but that would be an objective lie. There are a whole lot of dead people here. And once again, I wish I could say they're in a better place, but that is also not true. All in all, we made the best out of a very bad situation. We'll keep Marazai locked up. Maybe we can, you know, give him some heretics and convicts that he can, you know, play around with, so to speak. That would, stave off She Who Thirsts. Maybe there would be, like, an option that we can give certain characters to Marazai. Like, we can give characters to Heinrichs, which is awesome. I love that that's a thing. Like, I'm not gonna do it, but it's cool that that's an option. It's very thematic, but yeah, I wonder with Marazai. Let's head back to the bridge, and I think what I'm gonna do... I think I'm actually going to end the episode here. It's been a long one. We had a lot of void encounters. We did some exploration of the ship already, and you know, we checked out the chapel. Did one of the puzzles there. It didn't give us anything good. I think it was like maybe at very low level. Like I wonder when that opens to you. If that's in Raikad already, or if you have to wait till that must be in Raikad. That weapon is absolutely not useful beyond Act 1. So. Unless maybe there's some, like, really niche stuff. But anyways, that's going to be all for today. We saved Marazai's soul from Slaanesh, so that's good, I guess. Maybe Slaanesh should have just taken him. But you know what? Irliet actually wanted to save him, and honestly, I trust her in this matter. So it's probably for the betterment of the galaxy that even an evil thing like Marazai is allowed to live, then Slaanesh gets more power from something else, or from the consumption of its soul. So, yeah. I think we did the sort of right thing. A bit. Maybe. Alright, guys. Drop this video a like if you have enjoyed it, and I'll catch you in the next one. Ash Heritor out.